There's a lot of like imposter syndrome that creeps in for us because we did get rejected a lot. You know, we got told no, we got told this wasn't going to work, we got told we were too old, we got told we were just songwriters.
They're never going to.
Do we really belong here? For the longest time, we always just felt like somebody was going to tap us on the shoulder and tell us it was time for us to go home. And we were okay with that. We're just going to ride this until we get that tap on the shoulder. The boat. I just noticed the lights on it, too.
We are at Odie's.
Oh, yeah.
Our new bar.
I think this is just the next step in our career. It is a lot of looking back, but it's also, in a much bigger way, looking forward to what we have ahead of us. Ty just pointed out the picture of the Blue Bar there.
Oh, awesome.
The Blue Bar was a bar that was right there across the road. It's where we named the band, Old Dominion.
How we got from there to here, who knows?
Yeah. It took us 20 years to cross the road.
If I could buy a house on memory lane, I'd put my money down and I'd sign my name.
I realized that we knew each other before we had kids, which is weird.
Yeah, and now we have kids in college, and God, that's crazy.
You're pulling me closer, your head on my shoulder. We never let go and we never be over.
I went to middle school with Whit, and then he went to college at James Madison University, which is where Jeff and Brad both went.
Whit and I were in a band. Brad's was kind of the rival band in college. Then we all kind of separately ended up in Nashville, one by one.
This is Matt Ramsey here, and a songwriter around the Bluebird Cafe. Anyway, my friends are here. There's Trevor Rosen. Howdy. Yeah, it's enough Trevor time.
We were both kind of doing the same thing, playing open mic nights, and we just really dug each other's music, and we were like, oh, we should hang out. And it's like, that happens a million times. You never think, like, whatever, 20-some years later, that was going to be a pivotal moment in your life.
Never fade, never fade. We never fade.
It was always yours. That was actually the first time we recorded together.
Not too far from here, actually.
Yeah, over on Music Row. We just spent so much time just mailing out free CDs, and every show we played, we would just give out free CDs.
Yeah, we were selling T-shirts to fund free CDs.
It took a while to climb out of the hole.
Do you ever think, like, this may have worked out for us?
I mean,
it was always, this is never going to work.
yeah, that was our motto for years.
Yeah.
This is never going to work.
Sometimes your band drops you off from the gig at Best Buy, and you roll out of the van, go in and sell TVs.
That was
7
always
a.m.
painful. We would pull into town and at like 6 in the morning in a minivan, and
The dawn is breaking.
yeah, he'd be putting his little Best Buy polo on. We'd watch him walk in the door, and we'd be like, oh, God.
And that's the other thing, too, is like none of us took any of the money in the beginning.
Right. Yeah, that money would just go back into buying more T-shirts that we were printing in Jeff's kitchen or fixing the air conditioner on the van, you know.
Here today to give you a special sneak peek at Old Dominion's new touring vehicle.
Voila, there she is.
At this time, we were driving all around the country in a van. We were getting turned down by every label.
We chose a single to go independently with, which was a song called Shut Me Up, not knowing that everyone else wanted to break up with him. Break up with him, that story is the type of thing that never happens. It's like out of a movie.
Hey girl, what's up? I know it's late, but I knew you'd pick it up.
The Highway started playing Break Up With Him. A program director in Seattle, Washington heard it and said, I'm gonna play this on my radio station. And then he's calling all his friends and they're all playing it. And all of a sudden, we don't have a record deal, but we're getting songs on the radio, which doesn't happen.
Yeah, and that's when you really start to see the power of the radio. We start showing up and wherever the heck, where we've never even played before, and there's like 300 people there.
Yeah.
We're like, what the heck is going on?
Precious time, girl, you know I can't wait. Rip it off just like a Band-Aid.
We landed the Kenny Chesney tour.
You know, we're literally the first unsigned band to be on a stadium tour. Maybe the second show of the Kenny tour, the production team pulled our tour manager into the office and was like, hey, you and your crew need to get the gear off stage faster. We only have so much time for changeover. And our tour manager was like, what crew? It was us and him, and that was it. And they were like, you don't have a crew? And we're like, no. They were like, okay, we got you.
Yeah,
And
we'll
so
help
they had
you
to help
along,
us.
yeah,
So, you know, we're still playing football stadiums with the same little dinky amps that we've been playing clubs smaller than this.
You ain't in love. Come on, you can't deny that you and I kinda feel like a glove. So tell them that it's over.
People were showing up and just loving the music, and we knew like this is connecting. So even if we're not getting signed, or even if we don't have a radio hit, something's happening where we really enjoy this and we could maybe make a living.
We just knew that if we just tempered our expectations, enjoyed where we were, and just watched it unfold, then that was gonna serve us.
And it hit a point where finally a label, like, okay,
Yes, we should probably sign
we
them.
should sign them. And
It was so crazy at that point in time with all the like excitement around Break Up With Him. They had to bring the record deal, the contracts to the airport
Yeah,
to meet us in baggage claim. We had met them, signed it, gave it to them, and got back on another plane because we were just insanely busy with all of this popularity.
Tell 'em that it's over. Bring it on over.
Old Dominion is up 2 to number 21 on this week's Hot 40.
Oh my God!
wow, we're in the top 40. We have a top 40 song. And then you look and you go, oh my God, this is going to be top 30. Like, surely it's not going to go any higher than that. And as it got higher, we were just like, no way this is actually going to go. So when it goes, it's like you finally made it through the door. And you went, we did it. And you don't know if that's the only one you're going to ever have, but it felt like if this is the only one we ever have, man, we really did something.
Break up with him.
Hottest new band in country music here to perform their #1 hit song. Please welcome Old Dominion.
Sirius XM just named Old Dominion as their Breakthrough Artists of the Year.
Their album is called Meat and Candy. Here with the song Snapback, Old Dominion.
I feel like everyone that moves here is dumb enough to think that they're going to be the one that's going to make it happen. You just got to go for it because there's something inside of you that believes that you're good enough. You know, as long as you can keep reaching these small goals, whatever they are, that keeps you going and going and going, and then stick with it long enough, you know, you might get lucky.
CMA award for Vocal Group of the Year goes to Old Dominion!
We were so proud. It's a weird feeling to be kind of suddenly accepted in a industry that felt like, you know, you were an outsider in for a decade.
It makes me think about how great it is that it's a shared experience, this whole journey that we can go, well, I remember that, you remember that, and look back.
Been playing solo for so long. Nobody
One Man Band was on our third album, this self-titled album. And that song came to be because while we were on the road, somebody said something about a one-man band. And I thought, whoa, that's a really cool angle on like a love song.
I don't wanna be a one-man band. I don't wanna be a rolling stone alone, putting miles on a rundown van.
Just a few minutes later, and our intro music was playing for us to go on stage, but we were huddled around a phone singing the idea of one-man band into the phone so that we wouldn't forget it, because everyone just responded to that idea very quickly. We finished writing One Man Band. Then, man, that's the song that really sent us to the next level.
It was a 3-week #1. We actually won Song of the Year for that song.
We just got a plaque the other day for what, 7 times platinum, which I think is a lot.
It's a lot.
Girl, I wanna be famous with you. We got our own little groove. I don't wanna be
Putting miles on a rundown van. I think we did have a strong feeling about that one. You know, it felt special, it felt universal, but you never can fully predict the level it's going to go. That kind of transcended even country.
And the funny thing about that song is how, you know, the sort of ease with which that came. That's like maybe the only song ever that we've just used the scratch vocal. Like I just sang it in the room while we were playing it, and that's what we used. It's just the power of that song, no matter how we put it out there. It wanted to happen, and there was no stopping it.
I don't wanna be a one-man band.
And then 2020 happened.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
2000.
Oh, you guys there.
The shows went away, and we couldn't get together. And so we're on Zoom doing all the stuff about this job that's not fun and not getting to do the fun part of it. Everyone was scared and starting to wonder what the hell we were gonna do. It forced us to make an album in a different way.
So if there ain't nothing wrong with
One of the best musical experiences of my life really was making the Time, Tequila, and Therapy album.
That's cool. I like the whole thing we had about like not answering the phone. Yeah. Maybe it's like I threw it in the water.
We decided, okay, if we have to quarantine, let's quarantine together, and let's go to Asheville, North Carolina, and live in this little house and write music together and record it.
This is the second verse. This is this one.
I'll come in with wit.
Yes. Should I play that lick throughout the chorus, or should I just wait for the turn? It's really nice when it comes in. Yeah.
So we wrote and recorded that entire album in that 3-week span of time, which is one of my most proud, accomplishments. It was just a really beautiful way for us all to come back together and remember how much we love doing what we do and how much we love each other, and that we're pretty good at it.
We had that idea all the way back when we were still writing Break Up With Him.
About once a year, he would be like, what about I was on a boat that?
Yeah, and then I'll be like, yeah.
Well, we would all always sing the chorus together and go, that's really cool.
Pretty cool.
And then we just
move
wouldn't.
on.
But then it ended up being a completely different feel and lyric and song. So that's how long sometimes it takes to actually bring something to fruition.
Gone for the night, gone for the weekend, for the rest of my life. Was she laughing, was she crying as she walked away? I can't say.
I Was on a Boat That Day is definitely a crowd favorite. It's our favorite too. It's just that moment where we're all singing that song together. It's a really fun thing to see people just sort of go into full party mode when that song starts.
Yeah, the minute you count it off, the whole place explodes. And it just made me think of the fact that in the studio, that was just like off the cuff.
It was yesterday, 'cause it was. And I still got buzz when she
I don't always have that feeling of knowing when something is going to work. That one I knew was going to work.
Did you win any awards?
We've won so many awards. Cue montage of band making it.
And the CMA Award for Vocal Group of the Year goes to...
Old Dominion!
Old Dominion! Old Dominion! Let's go!
We just made history. It was crazy.
We won 7 consecutive CMA Awards for Group of the Year, which broke a record, and we wanted to celebrate that somehow. I thought, what if we do 7 shows in a row? at the Ryman and do it all for charity and give back in this really epic way, which meant we had to do 2 shows a day. Ultimately, it became this really beautiful experience where we let the crowd decide what they want to hear. So every show was drastically different. We walked off the stage after the last one, we're all crying. It was such a rewarding feeling to celebrate all we had accomplished and give back to people in need.
I've been so many miles, I done forgot how long I've been gone. I've worn a hole right through my soul in both the shoes I got on.
We're working on our 6th album, and I can remember when we signed the deal on the first one, thinking it was a 5-album deal, and being like, these guys think they're gonna get 5 albums out of us.
I look like hell, baby, but I don't care.
The stories that we have and just the people we know and the things we've seen and experienced that are impossible to put into words is mind-blowing. That's our life.
It's hard to think that it all threads together in this one movie that is us.
One thing that we have been trying to do over the past year or 2 is make it a point to take all of this in. We could not have dreamed that we would be standing here having won this thing 7 years in a row. This is absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much.
I just feel very grateful. I mean, it's amazing. A lot of friendship and a lot of people believing in you and a lot of hard work and a lot of just beautiful moments, you know, we get to experience all the time. It's very lucky.
It won't be long now. Been driving all night. Katie bar the door. Gonna hold you tight, so hold the phone. Gonna kiss you like I'm coming home for more.
All of these stories and this whole journey and all this craziness, all this fight to try to leave our mark in town, and it's like we did make it, but like I still feel like we're fighting to make it, you know?